Hello, hello. Hey, Ramon. Just getting everything set up here. Pretty bad. They finally got rid of the classic live streaming, so now we have to use the new one, and I have it set to the ultra low latency, and I'm still running 10 seconds behind the stream on my end. So apparently that's ultra low latency for them, is a 10-second gap. Which is why everybody hated their new live streaming format. And kept using the classic, because they still haven't gotten this fixed. So, that's going to make for Monday auctions interesting, because that means I'm going to have to show stuff and then sit there for 10 seconds for you guys to actually see it. Yeah, watch. Chat should be lined up with you guys. So, I'm going to type something in chat. I'll just type hello. And then from the time that you see hello, and from the time that you see the hello popping up in chat, count how many seconds it is from when you hear me say now. So I'm hitting it now. So chat is real time. You should have counted probably about 10 seconds from the time you saw hello to the time I said now. Or you heard me say now. So that's going to be annoying. Yeah, and that's that, because like I said, I'm on the ultra low latency setting. So that's that's pretty bad. So how's everybody anyway? How do I sound? Am I sounding all right with the new mic? Is the settings good? All right, awesome. All right, well, hopefully we get a few more people in here soon. So, Coins of the World, this is something I've been trying to get going for the longest time. As you can see, this is actually episode 8. There's a playlist on my channel that you can actually click on that has the first 7 episodes. And this is actually episode 8, and our goal is to eventually get it to a format where we have one country per episode, and then a few just like, different various filler episodes with blanket information. But basically we want to get it set up so that each episode is covering one country of coins on the history and denominations and mints and all that kind of thing. which sounded like a fairly easy task when I first thought of it. But I'm realizing how much of a bear it's actually going to be. But I'm stuck with it, and I'm still planning on doing it. And I'm hoping to get the first of those types of episodes out soon. And in the meantime, I'll still do little things like this mixed in too. So I don't have a schedule idea yet for it, but I don't know. We'll figure something out. But this is something that, I've been telling you guys about for, at least a couple of months now. Probably longer than that, actually. Probably like 3-4 months. When I told you guys we were going to, because for those of you that come to our sales, you guys know how popular the 100 foreign boxes are. Hey, Jeff. And, the big thing with them is that, you get 100 foreign coins. There's no duplicates in the box. And they're all already in 2x2s and labeled. And I thought it'd be a cool idea for you guys to not only have 100 different foreigns, but to have every single one of them be from a different country. And it took us 4 months of hunting and sorting and searching to finally get the first one done. And here it is.
And it's not for sale tonight.
Yeah, it's not for sale tonight. So don't be trying to buy it tonight. This is not a sale stream. This is a for fun, hangout, and kind of educational stream. You look like Eddie Murphy and Dr. Doolittle, all puffed up. I'm glad you're okay, dude. As soon as you told me how swollen your neck was, I was just thinking, like, yeah, he should be calling a freaking paramedic. Because that's an allergic reaction. Yeah, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, so Ramon was stung on the neck by an Africanized honeybee last night. And his neck swelled up really bad, and he got to the point where he was having trouble breathing. So, that could have gotten dangerous, dude. If that happens again, get some help. Don't just ride it out and hope. Because if you're allergic to bees, that's no joke. That's good that you're back to normal now, at least. So, alright. So, our plan for today is we're just going to go through this so you guys can see what's in there. Kind of take a journey through 100 countries of coins. Hey, Bill. So, this is our cool little label for when we get these done. So just like a regular 100 foreigns box, all in 2x2s and labeled, but every single one of these is a different country. And we are going to go through them so you guys can see 100 countries worth of coins tonight. Nice little trip around the world. By the way, do you guys like my spinning earth? I thought that was kind of cool, given the nature of the stream. Gotta figure out which side is A.
I don't know.
This side is A. Right on. These will be in alphabetical order, somewhat. Alphabetical order based on the first letter. All right. Hang on a sec. I gotta arrange something real quick because it's in my way. So if the camera vibrates a lot, bear with me. But the bar's in my way. That holds the light. Alright. Here we go. Starting with the A's. Alright, so this first one, we're starting off with a 1943 Large penny from Australia. These are on bronze planchets. That is King George the Sixth, or as I like to call him, George the Younger. Then on the reverse is where you find your date and the kangaroo. That was on the large cent back then. Then next up, we got 100 pesos from Argentina. 1980. Again, on the reverse there is where you find your date. Next up is Austria. Bit of a worn coin. This is one of the old zinc planchets. So of course you guys know those, the zinc planchets when they weren't plated could have a rough life. So this is a 10 Groschen, 1948. Next up is 1961. This is for South Africa. I did this under the A's because I just went with the Africa part. This is a half-cent. It's very cool, all the many various designs that countries went with their coinage. And all of them have significance for the country in one way or another. Alright, next is Afghanistan. It's from 1973. This is a 25 pull. It's upside down. There we go. That's actually the denomination right there in Arabic. That's 2 and 5. Alright, now we're getting into B. With Bermuda, 1986, 5 cent. So there's a Bermuda nickel. Queen Lizzie on the front, as with so many countries. Got a fishy on the back with the date below. Very cool design. And then Brazil. Oldie. 1901, 100 rise. Not bad shape for being just shy of 120 years old. That's in the box. Britain. We got a 1916 large penny. It is S-Mac. This is the first one. We finally got it done. So we're just going through all of them. It is not for sale tonight, though. This is just for fun and for education. So that's King George the Older. That'll be King George the Fifth. Not for sale. Quit trying to bend. This isn't a sale stream, man. This is a hangout stream. See how you guys are? I try and do material so that you guys don't think I'm just trying to sell you stuff. And y'all want me to sell you stuff. I see how it is. Alright, now we're on to Belgium. 1977, 5 francs. Upside down. So I think you gotta get used to with foreign coins is You know, the flip orientations are different. Alright. Next up, Bolivia. Excuse me. 1951. One Boliviano. Kind of a small guy there. It's almost like really similar to the wheat cent on the back, or the wheat cent, or the Indian. It's very similar to the way it looks. Next up, Barbados. Yeah, we're still in the B's, dude. We have a long way to go. 1973 one cent from Barbados. Barbados being an island nation, they tend to use a lot of animals and tridents, and like there's the trident there. A lot of ocean themed things on their coins. Next up is Bulgaria. 1951 one stotinki. Which is one of the weirdest sounding denominations in my opinion. I'm sure I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but based on how it's spelled, I call it the stotinki. The stinky. And then that design right there shares a lot of similarity with the Japanese 5 yen on the way that plant looks. Stinky Joe. And then the Bahamas, 1966, 25 cent. And that sucker's BU. Check that out. That's got luster for days. Did you purposely stay away from the sea hag? And then that's very similar to the Canadian dime, the ship or the boat on the back of the Canadian dimes. You notice when you look through a lot of these that, you know, some of the design features are kind of inspired by other countries. Here we go, Canada, we're finally into the seas. 1992, brilliant uncirculated Canadian penny. This is a NIFC. This year was, the pennies were not made for circulation for, I don't remember why.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, Jason. But yeah, they had an NIFC year for the penny. So that's in there. Next up is Costa Rica. 1969, 25 centimos. So what do you guys think so far early on? Good box? Nice countries? Happy mix? Next up, 1976 5 yen from China.
That's Maxos, yes.
Oh, so are we, dude. We have a very, very big world coin collection.
All of the binders back here is all of our world coin collection.
Well, except for the beginning ones are
Except
the American.
Right here.
Next up, Czechoslovakia, the country that I'm learning how to spell.
Yeah, that's not spelled right.
My wife is not learning how to spell it. You can definitely tell her handwriting versus mine, because hers is way better. Yeah, spelled correctly, that would be CZECH. Next up, Chile. 1974 tennis scudos from Chile. And then Ceylon. It's another island nation out there, I believe. Or it could be an African nation. It's one of the two.
One of the nations.
That'll be one of the things that as we do the specific country episodes that we'll be covering is where the country is located. So you guys will learn that stuff. Next up is Croatia. 1993 1 Kuna. Got the birdie on the front with the date. And there's your denomination.
Most of them you flip side to side.
Next up, the forbidden country, Cuba. 1946 1 centavo from Cuba.
That's technically supposed to be on the...
I call it one of the forbidden countries because it's one of the countries that when we forget to remove the name Cuba, when we do PayPals, they tend to get flagged because, we had the embargo with Cuba for so long.
Ceylon is also to Sri Lanka.
Yeah, Ceylon used to be Sri Lanka, or Sri Lanka used to be Ceylon. One of the two. They changed their name. Which is one of the fun things you got to learn when you're doing foreign coins is, here's Cayman Islands. You got these countries that change their names. So you got to figure out which ones go to which.
2005, 1 cent. Same with Iran. Most of them are where you flip side to side, not over.
Well, yeah, because you got to remember Iran for the longest time was the...
Flipping it the wrong way.
Iran for the longest time was the Persian Empire. Was mainly based out of Iran.
Colombia. 1 centavo.
And now we're starting with the D's. With Dominican Republic, 1990, 25 centavos. Oh, yeah. Iran, Syria. Lebanon, sometimes. Yeah, there's a few of them out there. Basically all the countries that we're mad at for, whatever reason.
And it's upside down. Laugh out loud, mine got flagged.
Yeah, Jason had one that got flagged too, and both of them were because of Cuba.
Denmark.
Next up, Denmark. 1962 1 krone. I try to remember to remove the words that get flagged, but we have so much going on Monday nights that I forget a lot. They always get cleared, though, because there's nothing illegal against selling the coins. It's just illegal to import new ones. And we don't even have the embargo against Cuba anymore. That got lifted as soon as what's-his-face died. Castro. Now that his son is in charge, we don't care anymore. We're like, yeah, cool. We'll trade with you again. Which is interesting because I'm actually surprised that Cuban cigars haven't been flooding the market now. Alright, now we're going into the E's. Starting with a bimetal from our favorite country.
Egypt.
2008, 1 pound from Egypt. The Sphinx pharaoh looking thing on there.
It's because if it's embargoed, then technically you're not supposed to sell it.
Yeah, any country that we have an embargo against, if you try and sell something from it, it gets flagged on PayPal. And then they review it, and then they see it's coins, and then they're like, oh, all right, whatever. And it clears. Next up, Ecuador. I think it's almost like proof-like.
Yeah.
But it's not a proof. So 1986. Got a Kramer from Seinfeld on the back there.
I know you like Egypt too, Ramon.
Egypt's awesome. Alright, next up is Ethiopia. It's got that weird design for their edge in Ethiopia. And the prancing kitty with the staff looking all regal. Next up is Eastern British Caribbean Territories. By the way, on these, you're going to see Eastern British Caribbean Territories and you're going to see Eastern British Caribbean States. Same place, guys. Just so you know, same place. It's just after a while, and you'll notice it follows with the dates. You'll notice after a while that it just changes to states.
I just realized.
But there's a 2-center. And we did go ahead and so you have one of each. We threw one in from
so you know.
states. So you'll notice 1957 is when they still called it the territories. By 1986, here's a 25-cent. They were calling it the states.
Other side.
All right, now we're going into the F.
Fiji.
With Fiji. That is a BU 1 cent from 1969. Another island nation coin. Kind of it's like a table or a bowl or something.
I don't know.
Not the most interesting of reverses. But hey, why not? Finland. 1 penny. 1967.
Penny.
How do you know it's not penny? Are you from Finland? Do you know how they talk?
No, but
All right,
I've
then.
heard someone say it in Finnish.
When have you ever heard somebody in Finnish say that?
On YouTube.
I don't know when the heck you ever heard that. Considering Finnish is one of the hardest languages to learn if you're not born into it. And I would understand a damn word they're saying.
They were saying English words.
Next up, French Polynesian Islands. 1965, 5 francs. Trampoline. There you go. Works for me, trampoline.
And that's upside down. You actually had to flip it.
Another island nation. France, 10 francs, 1951. And that does it for F. We're going into G now. With Greece. 1992, 100 drachma from Greece. With Alexander there on the obverse.
And that's a pretty thick coin.
Yeah, this thing's pretty beefy. Very cool. And Guatemala, 1978, 25 centavo from Guatemala. And Germany, 1950 D5 Finnig. The country with 5 freaking mints. That's way too much for a country that small.
Right.
You find your mint marks on these particular denominations right up there.
Most of them are on that.
Yeah, some of them, like when you get the bird, will be down here under the bird's talons. Next up is Hungary, starting the H's. Got a 20 forint, 1984. No Galapagos Islands going. Nope. No Galapagos Islands in this one. Next up, we got a 1982 10 cents from Hong Kong. Next up, going to Honduras.
57.
That is a Jimmy coin right there. Check that out. 1957, 1 centavo from Honduras. Beautiful. Very BU. Get a little bit closer here, so you guys can see some of these smaller coins a bit better. Next up is India.
Yep. Now you can't see anything.
I'll fix it. There we go. 1 Naya pays from India, 1957. Next up is Iceland. 1953, 1. Your guess is as good as mine on how you say that.
I don't know.
Irir? I don't know. How? It's that denomination. It's the I in the rear. So they can see you coming. If anybody knows the pronunciation of that, put it phonetically in chat.
If something that my dad.
Dad's from the war. If I can get a good picture. Oh yeah, definitely. I like seeing cool stuff. Next up, Ireland.
I forgot the E.
Yep, she spelled it wrong. She forgot the E. 1971, 2 pence. Little Irish coinage going on there. We're about halfway through. A lot more world to get to. Next up's Indonesia. 1978, 100 rupee. actually a really neat design. I like that.
Italy.
Next up is Italy. By the way, if you guys ever want another reference of how big our foreign coin collection is, if a coin is in any one of these 100 boxes, that means it's already in our collection. Because we always get first shot at all of them. 1978 200 Lyre. I'm actually playing around with the idea right now of doing a full box of all 18, like, well, probably 17 and 1800s. So we'll see what happens with that. That might be an Easter egg for you guys. It takes a while to get that many. That's for sure.
Israel.
1981 Israel Tinagora. And this is one of those countries that, you know, the date's right there in Hebrew. So if you don't read Hebrew, you don't got to worry about it because you've already got everything.
Jamaica.
Going to J, Jamaica. 1986, 50 cents. And Japan, 1973 1 yen. Next up is Jordan, 1955 50 fills. Going to K. Next up is Kuwait. 1981, 50 fills. And then Kenya. 1980, 50 cent. Now we're into the L's with Luxembourg. 1947, 25 centimes. From Luxembourg.
Direction.
Luxembourg's like, that whole country is like the size of New York City. If you count all the surrounding boroughs. It is a small country. Next up is Laos. You guys are lucky there's one of these in there because we don't get very many coins from Laos. Next up is Lebanon. 1952, 25 pot Austrias. And then Liberia, 1973, 25 cents. All right, now we're into the M's. Malaysia, 1988, 20 cents. When did we go live? Where's my timer? 42-ish minutes ago.
Like I said, almost an hour.
And this is, we got the first 100 foreigns box done. So we've been going through and looking at coins from 100 countries. We're currently on the M's. And slightly over halfway through it. Next up, Mexico, 1988, 1,000 pesos. I know there's a lot of you guys that like those big old Mexico coins. Here's a big old 1,000 peso. All right, next up is Malaya and British Borneo. Got the crossed dirks there.
It's 1962, 1 cent.
I always liked any design that has blades on them because I love anything sharp and shiny. I have tons of knives. I've got a sword. Heck yeah. Next up is Morocco. 10 Centimot, or Centimat, 1974.
It's upside down.
I said it right the first time.
Yes.
Alrighty then. Next up is Myanmar.
5 pesos.
So 5 Pius, 1966. Next up, Nicaragua, 1972, 5 centavos. And then Nepal, 1963, 5 pays. It's got a little corrosion going on it.
What can you do?
Anytime you see that where you see the trident and it's got the moon next to it
And the sun.
and then the sun on the other side, you always know that is Nepal. Next up is Netherlands Antilles Province. 1980, 25 cents. And then, of course, just the Netherlands. 67, 1 gulden. And then Norway, 68, 1 krona. Or krone.
Crown.
And the last of the ends is New Zealand, 1967, 2 cent. All right. Starting off the P's now. Pakistan. It's got that scalloped edge. 1975, 2 pays. There's another one. If you ever see the crescent moon and a star with a tower in it, you know that's Pakistan. I'm sure you guys have noticed by now that a number of the coins in this box are in beautiful condition.
Philippines.
Next up, 1969, 10 centimos, Philippines.
There's no USA Philippines in it.
No, USA would be USA. That's not foreign. That's all stuff. Next up, Panama. 1983 quarter Balboa. Gotta have a little Panama in there, right? And then Peru, another beautiful gleaming BU. 1968 10 centavos. And then Portugal, 1986 20 escudos. So how many of you are getting curious as we get to the bottom of the alphabet what countries we're going to be pulling out?
Poland.
1959, 5 zloty from Poland. When you start getting into like the Z's and all that stuff.
I don't know what there is.
And the U's. I think there is, if I remember right. Oops. We'll know soon. All right, and into the R's. Russia, 1993, 50 rubles. Oh, that was the only R. All right, moving on to S. Sudan, 1976, 5 Kirsch.
I believe that there is a Uruguay in there.
Probably. Sierra Leone, 1964, 1 cent. That's a BU piece of copper bronze right there. Beautiful coin.
Yeah.
Sweden, 1973, 10 ore. Anytime you see Svergie on a coin, that's Sweden. Oops, didn't mean to bump the camera. Switzerland, 1969, 1 franc. There's another BU.
And anytime that you see Helvetia is Switzerland.
Yeah, if you ever see a coin that says Helvetia, that is Switzerland.
It would always be right underneath the dude in the shield.
Next up, Sweden. Now, Sweden's, if you ever see one that says Svergie, that's Sweden. 1973, 10 ore. So there, like on that, on the bottom it says Svergie.
No, we don't have room. Sorry.
We might actually. There might be a Vatican City one in here. Next up is Singapore. Not sure if that's 35 or 85. 85. So 50 cents from Singapore in 1985. Then Spain, 2,000 euro cents, or 5 euro cents. On the older Spains, you got to watch out because on the reverse, there will be stars. And in the stars will be another date. So you'll have like the main date. And the main date is going to be the date all of them were minted. They had this thing where they like to mint coins for like 10 years at one go. And then the dates that are in the stars are the year that it was released into circulation. So you got to watch for those with Spain.
Yeah.
On the older years.
Hi, Bill.
Hello again, Bill. Next up, Saudi Arabia, 1980, 10 Kirsch. Another BU.
South Korea.
I like to call him Mr. Wingnut because his hat looks like a wingnut.
10 won, or 100 won.
2013. Sri Lanka. 1975, 50 cents.
No, 5.
Or 5 cents, sorry. America should do a square coin. I think that would be neat. They do like a $2 coin someday, they should do it as a square. That would be cool. We need a square coin. Hey, Aaron. Into the T's, we got Trinidad and Tobago. 1 cent, 1968.
We're almost done, guys.
Yep, we are in that final stretch. And then next up, 1997, Turkey. 25 bin lira. Or you can just call it a 25 lira. Next up is Taiwan, 1960 new dollar. Not to be mistaken with the old dollar. Thailand, 1957 25 satang. Tunisia, got a 1960 100 millimeters. My Labor Day weekend is going to be pretty much spent working, getting everything ready for Monday and to give you guys lots of cool stuff. Speaking of which, for anybody who hasn't noticed yet, if you're on the mailing list, the list has been mailed out, so go check it out. Monday's list is out. Turkmenistan.
5 panini.
That's tenny.
I don't know.
1993 5 tenny, and that's another BU.
I like my panini.
Sounds like a sandwich. It's a Tanini sandwich. Not to be mistaken with the panini. Uruguay, the only coin from you. 1960 25 centimos.
And Ramon was right.
Now into the V's. We got a 1964 10 dong from Vietnam.
It has some coloring on it.
It's got like some cool color toning. I'm actually surprised she didn't hang on to this one for our color collection. We have like a little rainbow collection going on. Venezuela, 1967 1 Bolivar. And here you go. Here's Rome. I was right. There is one in here. Vatican City, Rome. 1951, 1 lira. So here's your Roman coin, Ramon, for the modern Romans. Now into the Y. Yugoslavia, 1963, 1 dinar. That is gem. That's what pre-sale's for, dude. Is that what, if there's anything you really, really want, you can try and get it on pre-sale. But yeah, I do miss seeing you around.
Zimbabwe.
There you go. There's one from Zimbabwe. 1988, 50 cents. And apparently we had a few here that were out of order.
Yeah.
Because here's a Haiti. 1975, 10 centimes from Haiti.
I'll put those all in order.
And then Nigeria, 1976, 10 Kobo. Or Kubo.
Kobo.
However you say that.
I call it Kobo.
And then United Arab Emirates, 2007, 1 dirham. Coco. Aruba, 1993, 10 cents. Algeria, 1964, 1 centime. And last one, Kazakhstan, 2005, Tengi, or Tengi. All right, so there you have it, guys. 100 coins from 100 countries.
In order.
Nice little journey around the world for you guys there. Hey, cool. And that ran right about an hour. So awesome. So obviously this box will be available soon for one of you guys to grab. And we are working on 3 more of them, but of course it takes a while to get them. So keep an eye out. So, all right. I'm going to call it a show, and I'm going to say have a great night, everybody. Hope to see you all at our stream on Monday. If you're on the mailing list, make sure you hit your email and check that out and let us know if you want anything on pre-sale. If you're not on the mailing list and you want to be on the mailing list, email us at cheapskatecoins@gmail.com and let us know you want to be on the mailing list. Also, if you're not subscribed, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button because we're working on getting to the 1,000 mark. We've already got some things for the 1,000 giveaway. There's some really good stuff in there. That video's already been done, so go check that out. So, all right, everybody, have a great night. Have a great weekend. Have a great Labor Day. Have a great everything.